Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Former Heat center reveals unsettling drill orchestrated by Pat Riley. In a recent episode of the OG's podcast featuring Udonis Haslem and Mike Miller, former Miami Heat center Hassan Whiteside recounted his initial meeting with Riley in 2014, when he was striving to establish his place on the team. What ensued was a workout that Whiteside characterized as not only the most intense of his life but also the most unusual. Miami Heat president Pat Riley is renowned for his emotional approach to the game of basketball. Hassan Whiteside's recent account may stand out the most among the myriad of legendary anecdotes surrounding Riley. Pat Riley personally came out on the court and conducted my workout, Whiteside said, still expressing disbelief a decade later. It was the hardest workout of my life. Literally. Even to this day. Picture this, Riley, the quintessential figure, confidently walking onto the court dressed in a suit, his hair impeccably styled, and his collared shirt pristine. No athletic attire, just the sheer intensity that defines Riley. "I'm literally at the point I'm going to black out before I stop this workout," Whiteside confessed, recalling how Riley had him doing full-court dunks over and over. But that wasn't the weird part. He was like, "Lick your hand and touch as high as you can on the backboard," Whiteside said. "I'm licking my hand, touching the backboard, licking my hand, I'm getting all kinds of germs from this backboard. But listen, we got to get it." Is that hand-licking ritual also how Riley keeps his hair so perfectly slicked back? Just putting it out there. Miller and Haslem, both ex-players of the Miami Heat and experienced veterans of Riley's methods, promptly stepped forward to elucidate the significance of the situation. It transcended a mere workout, it served as a challenge to both mental and physical resilience. "One thing about Coach Riley, man, he just wanted to see if he could break you," Miller said. "He knew the talent was there. He just wanted to see you mentally," added Haslem. Despite the challenges and obstacles he faced, Whiteside successfully met the requirements of the evaluation. The Miami Heat secured his contract that season, and he promptly dispelled any skepticism, transforming from a G League athlete into a formidable presence in the NBA. However, his achievements in Miami were short-lived. He was unable to replicate that level of success, and 2 years following his trade to the Portland Trail Blazers in 2019, he announced his retirement. Even after a decade, the recollection of the exhilarating, hand-licking, full-court dunking session remains clear, a reflection of Riley's distinctive influence on the culture of the Miami Heat. Buying or selling Tyler Herro's Instagram-worthy weight gain. Every offseason, NBA players post workout videos or photos in the gym. Tyler Herro has been posting videos/photos for several off-seasons. This off-season, Herro's posts about his potential weight gain indicate a potential shift in his playing style and performance. It's hard not to be optimistic about the potential impact of Herro's muscle gain on his game. Since his rookie year, Herro has consistently gained muscle and improved every year. With added muscle, Herro's attacking potential could skyrocket, leading to more free throw attempts. While his free throw attempts have increased throughout his career, 2.6 FTA, there's a lot of room to get better. Herro would get to the line more with added muscle. In Herro's defense, he only gets a few calls when he drives to the rim. "I understand why Herro doesn't always look to drive, because he is an elite three-point shooter, 38.5%. Leaning into more of what he does well, shooting threes, is how Herro can take the biggest leap." It's important to remember that Herro's improvement doesn't solely rely on building muscle. While it would be beneficial for him to have arms like Desmond Bane, the key to a successful season for Herro is his health. His ability to stay injury-free will be a crucial factor in his performance. Maybe added muscle mass will make him more injury-resistant. That is the number one thing for him. Harrow has had a lot of weird injuries throughout his career. If Harrow knocks down threes at a high rate and plays a majority of Miami's games, nobody will remember how much muscle he put on this offseason. Intriguing trade proposal nets Warriors 2 All-Star and defensive role player. The Chicago Bulls are in the midst of trying to rejuvenate their roster this offseason, with the Golden State Warriors having been urged to trade for Zach LaVine as a secondary star to pair with Stephen Curry. But what about a different and cheaper 2X All-Star from the Bulls? Nicola Vucevic is another player who's been floated as a trade candidate for the Warriors this offseason, including a proposal that would land them the Montenegrin big man, along with Torrey Craig and Jevon Carter, in exchange for Andrew Wiggins and Tracy Jackson-Davis. It's difficult to see Golden State giving up Wiggins in a deal for Vucevic, let alone adding a young piece like Jackson-Davis who's on a very team-friendly contract over the next 3 seasons. However, there's still room to explore a Vucevic to Warriors trade, as Brett Siegel of Clutch Points did during an article published on Tuesday. Siegel's proposed deal would see Golden State give up Kevin Looney, Gary Payton II and Moses Moody for Vucevic and Craig, which is immediately a far more palatable trade given they give up 3 bench players instead of arguably 2 starters in Wiggins and Jackson-Davis. It may be a better deal for the Bulls too, who don't have to take on the remaining 3 years of Wiggins' contract, while Moody may have more upside than Jackson-Davis as a former lottery pick who's still just 22 years old. It makes sense for the Warriors to sacrifice some of their depth for a player like Vucevic who brings a different element as a spacing threat in the front court. The 33-year-old is no longer the all-star caliber player he once was, but he still averaged 18.0 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 3.3 assists with the Bulls last season. Vucevic's major defensive concerns could perhaps be better hidden playing alongside Draymond Green, while his shooting may open up more opportunities for Jonathan Kuminga to play at the 3. Craig could also be a valuable addition as a bigger version of Payton, having also shot in excess of 39% from three-point range in each of the past 2 seasons. The 33-year-old also has reasonable postseason experience during his time in Denver and Phoenix, something Vucevic doesn't particularly have after just 16 playoff games in his 13-year career. The biggest issue may come from a financial standpoint, with Vucevic still slated to make $41.5 million over the next 2 seasons. Given the 3 outgoing players are all on expiring contracts, Golden State would be adding over $20 million onto its books for the 2025-26 season. When there's also a Kuminga extension to be figured into that, the front office may not be keen on adding more money so shortly after freeing themselves of luxury tax burdens this offseason. It's for this reason that the Warriors may say no, but it's still worth exploring if they think that Vucevic can remain a skilled offensive player capable of adding a much-needed shooting aspect to the team's front court. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Nicola Vucevic? Leave your opinion in the comments.